Have you ever wondered why different languages have such radically different words for Germany? It's one of those frequently asked questions. Why do we all have to use different words? Why can't we just settle on one? One reason is that Germany's history is very complicated, and for a long time Germany didn't even exist as a single country. Also, Germany has lots and lots of neighbours, and quite simply, they didn't all sit around a table to agree on a name. The German for Germany, of course, is Deutschland, which comes from the name for the people and the language, Deutsch. That appears to come from a much older word which meant something like of the people. As far as the Germans were concerned, they spoke the ordinary language, the people's language, not like those fancy Romans on their fancy horses speaking fancy Latin. So you could say that Deutschland is a country united not so much by a common ancestry as by a common set of languages. As far as the Romans were concerned, everybody living east of the Rhine and north of the Danube were Germani, and nobody really knows why. Apparently, the Germani actually lived in what is now Belgium and Netherlands, and the Romans simply assumed that they had migrated there from the east. And ironically, much later, the English couldn't tell the difference between the people living in Germany and the people living in the Netherlands. And that's why the English word for the language and people of the Netherlands is Dutch. One tribe that did live in Germany were the Saxons, and so some languages take their name for the whole country from that tribe. Confusingly, the Welsh word for the English people is Saeson, but that after all is how the ancient Brits experienced the English, as Saxon invaders. Another tribe is the Alemanni, and they lived on the border with France, so it seems that the French just looked at their nearest neighbours and called the entire country after them. And until the time of Shakespeare, the English word for Germany was Almain. Apparently, we just asked our nearest neighbours, the French. Most Slavic languages have words for Germany that mean something like mute, can't speak. Other Slavs they could communicate with quite easily, but the Germans, they spoke an incoherent babble, hardly a language at all. And the ancient Greeks did something similar. Their word for a foreigner was barbaros, which literally means blah blah. And that is how we get our word barbarian. And that leaves us with the Latvian and Lithuanian words for Germany, which are a complete mystery. Nobody has the faintest idea where they come from, although there are a couple of guesses. Still, if we knew everything there was to know, life would be just a little bit pointless, wouldn't you say?
If you have something for my notice board, please send it to this address. Please note that I can only accept letters and postcards, so please don't send me parcels or packages or anything that must be signed for.